The next video we're about to watch here is about the formation of lymph and lymph flow. Um, the process of lymph formation is something that I completely overlooked in any of the lectures or my textbook reading, because until I came across it in this video, I didn't even know that the process for creating lymph existed the way it did. And so this video was basically everything for me to learn that. I did not know initially that lymph was formed as excess fluid in the tissues from capillaries, and the abundance of it just baffled me as well. So I'm going to start this process, and I hope it gets through to you at the same level it did to me. It's a pretty simple process. Focus on right here.
There is an exchange of protein-free fluid between blood capillaries and the interstitial fluid within tissues.
That's going to
This
be
exchange
important.
results in the net entry of about 3 liters of fluid from the circulatory system into the tissue spaces every day.
Every day, 3
Lymphatic
liters.
capillaries collect this excess interstitial fluid and drain it into larger lymph vessels. It is filtered through lymph nodes to remove antigens and eventually returned to the circulatory system. Click the heart to see the movement of blood and lymph through the body.
So it's filtered through the lymph node to remove the antigens, and eventually it's returned to the circulatory system. Okay, I did not realize that lymph was even had anything to do with that. I thought it was like, I didn't even know what I thought before this.
If lymphatic vessels do not function properly, fluid builds up in tissues, a condition known as lymphedema.
So this is talking about the addressing the additional part to the objective that I'm looking at, and addressing the edema part. The edema is the name that's been given to it when the lymph backs up. That's just what the definition of it. We get the swelling. It's prominent in legs with poor circulation because the capillaries aren't functioning right. Well, try not to get too teachy on it, because really trying to project of how I learned it, not trying to come across as teaching this. So, but you know, particularly in the nursing field that I'm going into, this is something that is prevalent in that field, and we've seen on a daily basis while doing our clinicals.
Edema, antigens are not efficiently delivered to the lymph nodes. Therefore, the adaptive immune system may not learn about the presence of infection, and lymphocytes will not be activated. As a result, affected tissues are at an increased risk of uncontrolled infection.
So I kind of could have stopped the video there, but I didn't feel that I would be giving all the knowledge that I picked up throughout the process, my learning process. So I want to go and look at the flow of lymph a little bit further. In the previous slide that I showed, the animation, it showed the basic flow of lymph, but this is the detail part, and this is what really makes a difference between just knowing the lymph, the anatomical structures of the lymph, and the real the biology, I guess, so to speak, behind it. Let's take a look at this. I want the video to speak for it, because I don't want to be teachy. I want to portray how I learned it. Notice though, I just want to point out a couple things. We have the dendritic cell here where we're in the tissue and everything. So, alright, I'm going to stop being teachy and let the video play.
Capillaries weave through the blood capillary beds of loose connective tissue. They are blind sacs or closed tubes formed by overlapping endothelial cells. The overlapping endothelial cells are supported by collagen filaments that anchor the cells to the surrounding matrix. As fluid builds up in the tissue, the overlapping flaps of the endothelial cells open, and the fluid enters the capillary. These overlapping endothelial cells act as one-way valves, allowing fluid to enter, but not leave, the lymph capillary. Click the lymph capillary to see the valves work.
Okay, this is the important part here.
Plasma proteins, pathogens, antigens, and dendritic cells can also enter the
See that
lymphatics
flap right
from the
there?
tissues and be transported to nearby lymph nodes.
That's how it goes in there.
Click the blood capillary to see lymph flow through the tissue.
All right. I think this is just can't stop at showing that it
Click
goes
the blood
through the lymph
capillary to
nodes and
repeat the
everything.
animation. Click the lymphatic capillary to continue. Lymph capillaries lead
All right.
into larger lymph vessels, which,
Now this
like
shows a
veins,
real good
contain
overview of it
valves
too.
to ensure one-way flow of fluid.
The key thing,
Interspersed between segments of these larger lymph vessels are the lymph nodes.
I'm gonna stop right there. It keeps hitting on the one-way part. It's not like the cardiovascular system where there's a return, a going and a coming route. It's a one-way street on this with this.
Lymph filters through the nodes and is cleansed of antigens and pathogens by phagocytes. Lymph is funneled into successively larger lymphatic vessels until it finally drains into the circulatory system at the large neck veins.
So I'm gonna stop it there, and that just really, it's the flow of lymph. Hope you enjoyed it.